Hello, my name is Flo, and this is the Grape Jelly Library, where we love to talk about books. Today is a very special day. This is a very special video, near and dear to my heart, all on the count of you and your graciousness for putting up with my bookish shenanigans. Today is my 1-year BookTube channel anniversary. I am 1 year old today, and it is fabulous to be one. I don't want to say that I never thought I would make it a year, because I did think I would make it a year. I had no intention of quitting, but there were definitely moments where I found myself frustrated and just wanting to take a break, but always the one to persevere. I saw the darkness through. I knew there was light coming up soon. If I just kept on my path, there would be light very, very soon. And, you know, true to that thought process, there most definitely was light. Here I am 1 whole entire year later. So last year at this time, I had two subscribers. And now, knock on wood, I have 352. And I cannot wait to see what this up and coming year will bring, and where I will land on my 2-year BookTube channel anniversary. I wanted to just, do this video to say thank you so much for all of you kind people out there who support my channel, who hit that like button, who hit that subscribe button, who tune in. I know life is busy, and let's just face it, we just have other things to do. So I just wanted to say how grateful I am that when you do get a free moment, you head on over to my neck of the woods and you see what I'm up to. I am forever grateful for that kind gesture, and I cannot thank you enough. So this video is going to be a kind of a smorgasbord. I try to bring you a book in every single video. And although this video isn't going to be very book related, I am going to see my duties through, and I am going to bring you 2 books today. And then we're just going to chit chat, if you don't mind. All right, so now, this is what I noticed along my bookshelf travels, that I always do this. So this was a bargain priced book. It was regularly $26, reduced to $7.98. That does not mean it is not a good book. It just means, for whatever reason, they decided they were going to lower that price. It is the Lilac Girls. And it is by Martha Hall Kelly. Now, I've had this book for quite a while hanging out on my shelf. I do want to know what these girls are, what these girls were up to. What did their lives entail and endure? But before I get into that, true to my fashion, one of these could not possibly be enough in my world. we need 2. And I had no idea whatsoever that I owned 2. But in perusing the old shelves, I discovered the second copy. Apparently on November 28th of 2018, I decided I needed this. But could you blame me? Buy 2, get the 3rd free. Could you blame me? Let's see. For those of you out there who have not read this, let's see what the girls were up to. New York socialite Caroline Faraday has her hands full with her post at the French consulate, but on the eve of a fateful war, her world is forever changed when Hitler's army invades Poland in September 1939 and then sets its sights on France. An ocean away from Caroline, Kasia Kuzmarek, a Polish teenager, senses her carefree youth disappearing as she is drawn deeper into her role as courier for the underground resistance movement. In a tense atmosphere of watchful eyes and suspecting neighbors, one false move can have dire consequences. Why did I not read this? I don't know. I am a huge reader of the Holocaust and anything pertaining to that. So why have I not read this? I don't know. The second book. Oh my goodness. I can't even. A registry of my passage upon the earth. The title alone should have you scurrying out that door to pick up a copy of this, especially if you are inquisitive. It is by Danielle Mason, and it is 9 tales of human endurance, accomplishment, and epiphany, told with style and brio, an enchanting cabinet of curiosities and wonders, says the Kirkus Reviews. On a faithful flight, a balloonist makes a discovery that changes her life forever. A telegraph operator finds an unexpected companion in the middle of the Amazon. A doctor is beset by seizures during which he is possessed by a second, perhaps better version of himself. And in Regency London, a bare-knuckle fighter prepares to face his most fearsome opponent while a young mother seeks a miraculous cure for her ailing son. At times humorous and irreverent, always moving and deeply urgent, these stories include winners of a National Magazine Award and a Pushcart Prize. Yeah, I am on board with this. There's a reason I bought this book, and I am going to make it one of my reads for the Read What You Own challenge. I'm nearing the end, but it seems to be taking me forever. Okay, but we will persevere. All right, so now let's do some chit-chatting, shall we? Okay, for those of you who do not know, my name is Flo, and this is my book channel. Welcome. I am so glad to have you. I always look forward to your visit. Truly, I do. Without you, there would be no library. You know, I would have thrown the towel in a long time ago. I guess I'm going to talk a little bit about the beginning, how it came to be, and why I started my channel. For those of you out there who may want to start one for your very own. So for me, I started to really read. I just read like maybe a memoir here or there in my teenage years, or maybe 1 or 2 in my 20s. But it wasn't until I turned 30 that I really started to get into, let's see what this reading thing is about. And I guess I got hooked. So it was a pastime. And there was a lot of days that would go by, book free, until, you land on that right book, or you say, all right, I finished that. I feel a great sense of accomplishment. Let me go and now get another book. And so that's how my journey began. It was just really complete a book, buy a book. So put it on the shelf. I need the book on the shelf. I need proof that I read it, and I need a visual of what is or was at one time in my head. So there's that. Now, I was just like busy living my life, doing my thing, and I always have my hands in something. So books were always a constant in my life from that moment on, but so were a lot of other things. And in the back of my head, I have always wanted to open a library. And the odd thing is, when my son was born, I bought him books from the get-go, right out of the gate. And my favorite thing to do would be Friday night, buy him a new pair of pajamas, a new baba, and a new book, and give him a chocolate chip cookie and put him in a sleeping bag and read him a book. So as he got older, he himself became very good and skilled at the English language and his writing skills. I attribute it all to the books. Well, I always used to kid around with them half-heartedly, like, oh, Kevin, let's one day buy so many books that we open a library. You and me will open a library. And I was just kidding. And then one day when he moved out, it was, he was anxious to start his own life and a family and, get his own place. So he moved out, and his room became vacant, and it stayed vacant for approximately 3 years. I didn't even open the door. And then one day my husband said, we really should do something with that room. So we went in and we got it, whatever was left of it, and just painted everything white. For anybody who knows me, nothing in my house is white. I do colored walls, mostly coffee colored walls. But for whatever reason, my brain was telling me, everything in here, just do it white. And let the books be the color. So that's how I got to name it the Grape Jelly Library. I stepped out of a comfort zone, and I chose a color for the carpeting that I wouldn't normally choose. I chose purple. And when the sun would come in through the window and hit that carpet, it would just look like shimmery grape jelly in a jar. And so I decided, that maybe one day all of my books would go to my granddaughter, and kids love silly names. So I decided I was going to choose a silly name to name the library in honor of my granddaughter, and in hopes that it would, one day make her want to read too. So that's how that came about. So I also discovered that book reading and book buying are two separate entities. Who would have thunk? But anyways, I became obsessed with buying books that I thought were interesting to me, intriguing. And so I thought, well, one day I'm going to read it, one day. And if I don't, if by slim chance, it doesn't matter. Just to know that I have this book at the moment is making me, happy. I don't really have any vices. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and not to say that they're bad things. It's just defining who I am. So I like to shop, and I can't think other than sneakers and purses what else I might want to spend my money on other than a book. So quite often I could be found at the bookstore. Not recently though, because I'm holding true to my end of the deal. I am not going to buy any books until I accomplish my goal of 25 books. So anyways, always in the back of my head, I would say, this Noelle Gallagher, I love to watch her. She is my all-time favorite. And I've watched her, when she was like just starting out. And I got a great enjoyment from watching her. And I really put my belief in her recommendations. And if she recommended a book, then sure, I'll read it. I find her to be intelligent and articulate and fun and interesting and just lovely. So she is the one booktuber that I really would tune in to. I would dedicate most of my viewing hours to her. And then along the way, I would think in my head, she just has a fabulous little side gig there. She goes to college, or she went to school and she did this on the side, and how lovely that must be. And then, I don't know, I decided I was going to start a book club. So I just put it out there. If anybody in my area wanted to join in on a book club, we would get one started. And so we did. That became a reality. And then through the book club, I met, through the book club, a friend from, a running group that I belonged to, and a previous book group that I belonged to. She commented, yeah, sure, she would love to join the book club, and she did. And we would converse a little bit here and there, and then every once in a while, I foolishly liked to put my book buys on Facebook, and guess what? Ain't nobody on Facebook that I know cares about books. But you know what? I didn't care. I just had such great joy in these books. I just wanted to share them or put them out there in the universe, whether somebody was going to be interested in them or not. So anyways, I put a Dracula book out there, and every now and then she would comment, you need to start a channel. You need to start a channel. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I will. One day I will. And probably 99% of me was saying, no, I won't. I'm just saying that, who am I to start a channel? What would I say? What would I do? And then I put a Dracula book out there, and then she sent me a message and she said, you need to start a channel. And so I was like, you know what? She's probably right. And then she said she would help me get it off the ground. Now I am going to reveal her name because many of you know who she is. It is MJ from Reading This Life. The BookTube universe is such a better place because of her. She's like the Oprah Winfrey of BookTube. What would we do without her? She is just lovely and so encouraging, and she is always in your corner, and she always wants good things for you. So I am so grateful for her. She is actually the driving force that put me in this seat that I am in today. Yeah, so, you know, I couldn't thank her enough. All right, so then here I am. And I was so nervous, and I didn't know how to edit, and I didn't know how to film, and this microphone isn't loud, and people were telling me they didn't care, that knew me, that they didn't care for my tone. That's not how I really talk, but you know, I was in a peaceful, tranquil place, and I was telling them, when I am out there in the world, there is so much that is expected of me and so many demands on my shoulders that I am high energy. So of course you don't know the peaceful, calm flow. But it absolutely is a part of my personality. It is who I am. I seek tranquility and calmness and peacefulness, and I revel in it every chance that I can get. But when also I'm thrown to the wolves, you know, I have to do what I have to do. So I'm a little bit more high energy or fast paced, or, you know, impromptu, quick on my feet, whatever. So yeah, this is a calm, lovely, relaxing place, fun place to be. So I just wanted to say, if there is anybody out there who is on the fence, should I start one or shouldn't I? Or I don't know if I would have anything to say. Believe me, you would be an asset to the community. You do have things to say. You do have things we want to hear. Your channel is just waiting to manifest and blossom and be shared with the BookTube community. The BookTube community is a highly encouraging and supportive place to be. So absolutely, if you are thinking about it, I say, you got one life, go for it. You know, you do you, and you live your best life. So here we are 1 year later, 352 subscribers. Forever grateful for each and every one of you. Please continue to help me grow my channel and to support me. And I will do my best to keep bringing you the books and maybe piquing your interest, or maybe entertaining you with my silliness. Or, you know, maybe just giving you a little escape from your reality. I think in 2023, what I am going to do is maybe incorporate a little bit more of my personal life into the book segments. One thing that I do know is my life always seems to have a story. Quite often I can go around somebody and here is my catchphrase, stories. And they're like, oh, goody, goody. You know, they can't wait to hear. And I can't say that they're all home runs, but they are entertaining, if nothing else. There always seems to be something that happens in my world, and I'm not too private. It is my belief that if you want to keep skeletons in your closet, go ahead. You know, you do you. But I don't have any skeletons in my closet because, you know what? This is life. And it's not a dress rehearsal. It's the real thing. And we all have our faux pas, and we all have our challenges, and we all have our little quirks, and you either love us or you don't, you accept us or you don't, but we should never hide who we are. Yeah, no skeletons in my closet. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just be a little bit more personal and personable with my channel. So That's it. I won't keep you any longer. I would like to thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. Until my next video, know that I love you. Be well, be good, and be reading.